those for them instead of a salad. So they'll be hooked up. And after we make another cycle, we'll have something else. But if we come once a month, I think that if we can hustle up chicken every time, that'll hold them. With all the other differences, shoot, that'll. Anyway, they used to say the way to a man's heart is to his stomach. I don't believe it, but the way to a Negro's inner being has something to do with his consumption of food. Okay. All right. So again, and I'll close with this, is fi sabilillah, it's ajr that comes from Allah, not the people. And it's taskiya bil nafs, but the purification is through service. That's a big deal. Not through talking, but through service. Okay. Let me see. So what is success? The ability to serve Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, serve the people for the cause of Allah. And the things that we consider very real, but just kind of taking it easy, is longevity, stability, and believe it or not, property. Like technically we own a lot of property. I think we own more property than anybody else in D.C. They might have a little bit of property over there, but I thought the Masjid and maybe some of those buildings next to it, if anybody can find out, it would be good. But we're not in competition with we're saying that we've exceeded all expectations. Because when we came here, people was praying in houses. And they would move every now and then, and they didn't have, I don't know why they couldn't keep things functioning. And they would copy us. If we made drinks, they would make drinks. We call ourselves Masjid al-Islam, Southeast. They start calling themselves something like that. Start selling drinks. But I try to tell everybody. There was a big program down there. Might have been one of the last ALD's, African Liberation Day, but I don't think it was that. It was a big thing down there. They had generators so they could run blenders. And they was trying to make banana juice with green bananas. Green, I said, those are bananas, but you can't, the green bananas. You can't make, green, not ripe bananas, not the green ones, it's ripe inside. And I was trying to tell them, they was trying to put strawberries in this. I said, that ain't going on. I said, banana date shake, just banana date shake. Take your big scoop of good high quality ice cream and pop it in there with that. Remember that? Boy, look at here. And it seemed like that they just couldn't make anything that was any good. That they was on a mission to make things taste bad, trying to copy us. I said, look, you can't, I tell you what, when them bananas get spots on them and they get old, they're the best. The taste, that's when they use them. So if you go to all your friends and collect all the old bananas that they won't eat no more, collect them and use them in your juice. your drink. But anyway, so that's like having a green thumb except for food. You know to, when to mix stuff together is an art. And how much to mix in it. And they was putting strawberries in the drink and green bananas. And it tasted horrible. I said, hey man, that ain't you know. I said, if you're gonna copy, you gotta copy right. I said, we buy the bananas a week ahead of time, so they ripe by the time. Or when we go to the store, we're gonna buy ones got little spots on them already. The little band they got on the day old bananas, not day old, but you know, they ready to throw away, or you get a whole bundle for 50 cents. So those are the ones you buy to put in the drink. You don't put, hey man, I don't know. Anyway, all I know is that Allah is blessing us. And the stuff that they call hard work and sacrifice is not hard work. It's just doing stuff. And when Allah protects you, they can do the meanest stuff and it ain't even nothing. You know, it ain't nothing. It's laughable. So if you would have asked me, khidmah, service for the cause of Allah and to his servants. If you do that, you can't lose because, you know, and you don't have to ask for nothing back because Allah already know what you need. So the people gonna come by and bring that by. And then the friends, when you get good food from people all the time, they're gonna start to like you. It's hard for them not to. Yeah, they're gonna say, man, that was good. I mean, if I got places where I've been getting some good food, I like them people. Man, I like y'all. I ain't gonna jump up and down about it, but man, that stuff y'all making in there is serious. You know. And just imagine soon we'll be hooking up chili for them, chili and rice and stuff. And they'll say, we didn't know Negroes could make chili. What do you put in it? We'll tell them. Maybe they'll find out how to do it, you know. So that's our stage. We want to get on the work stage, not the blabbermouth, the big mouth stage. Again, we'll start bleaching up down there. We'll wear gloves, and we might even get a few aprons. I don't know about a little hat, but I don't know. You know, it looks sanitary and stuff. But we're moving up. That means we're getting, and as you move up, you do have to specialize, you know. The pans can't have a little spot on the side of it from food from last. You have to make sure that things are spot, you know, because yeah, all of that stuff. But let Negroes and others have the stage. We're gonna practice the service of purification. That we will be moved towards purification through service. And I don't know nothing that feels better than that. So this is part of our psycho-spiritual campaign against the system. But we're not worried about Boss Man a whole lot. You know, Boss Man is a goner. You know, in the old westerns, the guy would get shot, and he said, "Well, I think I'm a goner." Boss Man is a goner, man. He searches out. You know, where Star Trek to search out new lands. This boy searches out foolishness and decline. Look, and he can't pick He finds it. He's looking for it. He over in Ukraine and messing with the Russians, and he over here messing with the Chinamans and trying to do the same thing. And everybody picking up on it like, hey, man. And then everything they doing is stupid. If they go over there to talk to the Orientals, they say, we're going to give y'all $15 million, $15 million against all them people. They represent the country is about $5 a piece. And the Chinamans are just saying, well, a few billion here and there, and we'll help you hook up your Belt and Road so you can zip it on this thing and zip it on across. And everybody is saying, boss man, look, we don't want to be on no teams. We just want to be neutral. We don't want to, well, you get with me and I'll get you a lot of enemies. Enemies you think is, man, you ride with me, boy, I have everybody hating you. That's basically what he's saying. It's true. But boss man, excuse me a second. Scam Likely, is that you? Scam Likely. Is that you? Scam Likely. The cat got your tongue? Scam Likely, is that you? Scam Likely. Where's your hearing? You need a hearing aid? Nah, sometimes they freeze when you, it's like the old stuff about is your refrigerator running. I guess y'all didn't do that. Did y'all do that? We didn't do it, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Called people and asked them, is your refrigerator running? They say, yeah. Well, you better go out and catch it. All that old dumb stuff. But anyway, let me get back to now, dear believers. I think the where we're at now in our head and in our heart is is starting to. You could feel it, and we want people to see it. When they look at us, we want them to recognize service. And that service. And we'll get back to when they have, if the Muslims ever get enough heart to have demonstrations again, we'll go right on the cleanup crew. Like we did security, but for us, security was also cleaning up and everything. And so we want to participate in everything but the stage. If they want the stage, let them keep it. If they want the fanfare, let them keep it. Mm. Was that San Francisco?
I don't. It was a commemoration of Malcolm
That
X.
might have been that was San Francisco State.
Okay, because she mentioned you.
Yeah, that was there. Yeah, that was there. Yeah, that was no Sister Betty Shabazz. Boy, we had a good conversation, and I learned a lot about just from a little bit of talking. And so yeah, she said she appreciated the brothers, because they looked out for her from start to finish. And yeah, she that was when I drove all the way out there, and I got, I left here late, and so, but I got there in time, and they was filling her in. Well, he's in Nevada now, and he should be here in a little while. And then you begin to realize that that's a long drive out there. You know, to other people, most people wouldn't even think about it. I ain't driving at 3,000 miles out there. I ain't driving all the way out there, you know. And then you get addicted to it. But anyway, so we got our menus already kind of hooked up for different times. We'll have the regular green beans and potatoes menu, you know what I mean, chicken, stuff like that. Then we'll have later on we'll have a fish fried rice or a chicken fried rice. We'll have chicken strips